Hello, boys and girls of ATIS. Today in writing, we will focus on step 4, which is revising in the writing process. It is Wednesday, May 6, 2020. Let's look at the personal narrative. It is a true story about your life. You can write about something that has happened to you. The topic that you are currently focusing on is the worst day ever. And this topic covers events that has happened to you. Thus, you are busy with a personal narrative. Let's review what we have focused on before. First, we looked at the brainstorming process. We learned that you can use a circle map to write down all of your ideas for your topic. Also, the ideas that you wrote down does not have to be written in an organized manner. You can also use images when you are busy brainstorming. Next, we looked at the pre-writing phase. We used a graphic organizer to organize our ideas. In the graphic organizer, we saw there are different sections. It started with the introduction or topic sentence, the events that followed. It was written in a sequence that we had to use, and it ended with a conclusion. Then we moved on by completing our first writing draft. We used our graphic organizer to complete our draft. There was a beginning, a middle section, and an end. Now, let's continue with step 4, which is revising our draft. What is revising? When we are revising our story, we make sure that our writing makes sense. We want to make sure that our readers understand what we wrote. We also want to make sure that our writing sounds better. We always want our readers to be interested in reading our story, which is why we want it to sound better. Ways to revise your story. There are a number of ways we can implement to revise our story. We can add words. By adding words, we are adding more details to our story. We can remove words. Any words that are unnecessary, we can remove from our story. And then we can change words. So we can add interesting words to make our story sound better. Let's look at the first category, adding words. We can add adjectives. By adding adjectives, we are adding more details, right? Adding more details will create a better image in our readers' minds. Let's look at this example. First, my dad came to talk to me. He told me since I had gotten good grades at school, I could get a new PlayStation game. I was so excited, I jumped in the air. Which words can we add to make this paragraph sound better? Think about it. I can add an adjective. By describing my dad, I can say my sweet dad. What else can I do? I can add more detail to the action. I can say I jumped super high. What else can I add? Yes, I can add my reaction, what I did. All of these add more details to this paragraph. Now let's see what it sounds like. First, my sweet dad came to talk to me. He told me since I had gotten good grades at school, I could get a new PlayStation game. I was so excited. I jumped super high in the air. You're the best, I screamed. Doesn't that sound better? Let's look at the next category, and that is to remove words. We can remove words that doesn't make sense, or we can remove words that isn't important. All unnecessary words we can remove, or words that we repeated in our story we can remove from our writing piece. Remember, there should be a good flow to our story. And we should try our best not to leave our readers confused when they are reading our story. Let's look at this example. Then we got in the car to drive to the mall in the car. I couldn't wait. When we pulled up, I saw that the store at the mall had a lot of games. The store was blue. By reading this paragraph, I can clearly see that there are some things I can remove from this story or from this paragraph. I can remove in the car. Why? Because I already mentioned in the car at the beginning of the sentence. So by repeating it, it is unnecessary. I can also remove the store was blue because that is information that is not important. So thus my paragraph will read as follows. Then we got in the car to drive to the mall. I couldn't wait. When we pulled up, I saw that the store at the mall had a lot of games. Now there's a better flow to this paragraph and I only included information that was important. The third category is to change words. Again, we can change words that doesn't make sense, or we can change boring words to interesting words. We always want our reader to be interested reading our story. Thus, we make it interesting. I want to leave you with these words. It's not about the quantity of our story, the number of words that we are using, it's about the quality. So you always try to write a good story for our readers. Let's look at this example. When we got to the store, I looked at all the games. They were all so good. All of a sudden, one of the shop assistants come up to me and spoke about one of the games. I decided that was the game for me. Which words can I change in this paragraph? I can start by changing come because I know it happened in the past tense. So come, I will change to came. I can also change the word looked. Which word sounds more interesting? I can change looked to gazed. I can also change good. I can replace it with amazing. Then if I look at my sentence, can you spot something? Yes, all sentences starts with a capital letter, so I have to change the W and make it a capital W. I can spot something else, can you? This sentence does not end with a period, so I have to add the period. Now my paragraph is as follows. When we got to the store, I gazed at all of the games. They were all so amazing. All of a sudden, one of the shop assistants came up to me and spoke about one of the games. I decided that was the game for me. Right, your activity. You're going to look at your writing draft. I want you to ask yourself, are there any words that you need to add, remove, or change? Remember, all sentences starts with a capital letter, so make sure your sentences starts with a capital letter. Make sure that you have your periods and make sure that you have corrected all of your spelling mistakes. I hope this tutorial was helpful. Until next time, take care and be safe.